Hello, YouTube. It's Shelter the Destroyer. He asked for it, so here we go. Story mode. Tomb Raider Expleened. Grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you eating or drink it down below. Let's get to watching.
Welcome to
That is too quiet.
Tomb Raider 2013. Now, the game begins, and we meet our
Now it's
protagonist,
too loud.
Lara Croft. Now, she is very pretty, but also super smart. She's got like 12 PhDs and all the rest, so she's going to do some very academic things.
Like hanging out in a blood puddle. In a blood puddle. Nice. How did you guys feel? By the way, for anyone who like maybe played or really like the old Tomb Raider games, how do you feel about the remakes? Like the new ones, like this one. How do you feel about Lara Croft's character? Just wanting to know, really. For my own interest.
For example, Lara is on a ship called the Endurance, and it is sailing to Japan. And then she starts monologuing and she says,
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
but she is in for a chilling surprise.
Because 22 days into the expedition, the ship is sailing in stormy waters. Suddenly there's a big crash. The ship has struck something and Lara falls to the ground. Lara gets up to check to see what is wrong. Then water floods through the ship and sweeps Lara away.
Oh no, will she die? Will she drown?
She's about to drown, but a man pulls her out of the water.
This is why I f***ing hate video games.
As they're trying to escape the ship splits into two.
Wait,
The ship suddenly turns into the Titanic. Directed by Michael Bay. Yeah, so that is what I was kind of talking about. So, original Tomb Raider Lara Croft was like this feminine badass, that like everyone just kind of liked, and even if they liked her for different reasons, I'll say that again. Even if they liked her for different reasons, wink, wink, she was still very, excuse me, she was still very liked, right? Even by, you know, the female audience. And the remake kind of makes her just not as neat. I'm going to use the word neat. I'm not even talking about the size of her melons, all right? I'm not even talking about the size of her assets, okay? I'm talking about her personalities. Sorry, personality, not ease, okay? I already said I don't care about her other stuff. I just, like, you know,
doesn't she try to make a big jump?
Something that pushes us.
Something that pushes us beyond our wildest dreams of when we were who we were meant to be. Oh, fuck me, you missed that by a mile, lady. She's going to impale herself.
Well, you're going to learn that Lara Croft cannot.
Okay. I'm gonna be annoying. Listen. One, my ass would be slipping all over the place. There's water everywhere. There's specifically seawater and rain everywhere. I would not make it because my ass would have slipped. Okay? One. Two, absolutely, she would probably kind of impale herself in some way, shape, or form. Get it? Like, if nothing else, like, scrape the shit out of herself. Like, something. Like, if the only thing we're going to give her is, like, hey, you can tell she's a badass because she's doing all this inhuman shit. No, I want her to have a strong bitch-ass personality. I want her to girl boss me. I want her to riz me because she's cool as fuck. All right? Like, that's what I want. That's what the old one had. What the fuck?
Not be impaled.
Wait, what did he say?
Croft cannot be impaled.
Laura is a... Hold on, wait.
Lara Croft.
Brianna Pratchett has stated in an interview that a part of her would have loved to make Laura a lesbian. And therefore she cannot be impaled.
Cannot be impaled. They knew what they were doing with that shot.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, no, this scene, I was like, but her boobies look good in this one scene. I mean, yeah, they're not the polygons of the past, right? But that's a good angle, that's all I'm saying.
Can we get a zoom in on that one? I just want to make sure she wasn't injured. Lara falls into the ocean. Deep, deep into the ocean. Blob, blob, blob. But she washes up on shore, thank God. Nearby, Lara sees other survivors from the crash. Lara yells out to them. But they don't hear her over the rain. Now, she's standing around in the rain for no particular reason. Then suddenly, a man comes up behind her and strikes her in the back of the head.
Good night, girl.
And she
Why?
dreams of ad time. This month is Pride Month, and I'm proud to say that I'm gay for Audible. I've been using Audible for nearly 3 years, well before they offered to sponsor the channel, so I shall consider this a refund. Do I listen to audiobooks?
Then the refund thing.
Yes, I do. Perfect when doing other things. Washing the dishes, keeping good hygiene, tending the garden. Want to see my catalogue? Whoa, I didn't move too fast for you there. Just finished listening to the 3 Body Problem trilogy. Probably the best sci-fi to come out in the last 30 years. By the way, these guys are doing the television adaptation. They're gonna fuck it up, I promise.
I feel that so deep in my bones. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who this is because I don't know who anybody is. But considering they're standing by a Game of Thrones HBO thing, I definitely got trust issues for any work that they are working on. Sorry. But also, every freaking time something gets, like, okay, I'm 100% take a book series, make it into a show. Don't make it into a movie. Quit making that shit into movies, okay? They're too fucking long. Make them into TV shows. Great. Love that. Quit fucking it up. I don't understand why you're fucking it up so bad. I legitimately don't. I don't understand the changes that you've made half the time. Straight up. Just don't get that. But, like, also just stop.
They don't know that I'm listening to Malcolm McDowell reading spooky stories right now. Try Audible for 30 days by going to audible.com/story mode. You can also text story mode to 500 500, but that only works in America. They hate the other countries. Here's how you have a perfect weekend, right? PC, there's Factorio. Then on your phone, that's playing Frank Herbert's Dune. The hours melt away and suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you've up big time. Are you listening to music? Disgusting! You could be listening to lesbian erotica right now. They have another service. It's called Inaudible. That's Inaudible. It's not as popular. With Audible, each month you get a credit, which will allow you to purchase an audiobook to keep forever, even if you cancel the subscription. Then you've got the Plus catalog, and that one's got literally thousands of audiobooks that don't require any credits at all. Look at it. Look at it. So many.
I'm channeling my inner cat to where I'm just like hardcore staring at his little character guy, and I am so distracted by it moving. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here quietly eating my Twizzlers staring at this. Like God. Yeah, George R.R. Martin, I saw that he was writing for a show on AMC. I'm like, this man is writing for every fucking thing that is not his book. I'm like, he's never going to finish the book series, and no one cares anymore. Like, you can tell me I'm wrong. I'd be surprised. Because, one, it had been, like, I don't know how many years since the book series came out that the last season aired. And then, like, everyone just hated the last season. Like it was like they hated the ending of Game of Thrones. And so it was like, was this supposed to be George R.R. Martin's like ending? Like, is that what he was gonna end it on? And it just did so poorly. He was like, oh shit, and like heel turned, and then like just isn't writing it. Also, there was like all of this like talk about how his health is super bad and he might die before releasing the last one. He legitimately might, just because he's not fucking writing it. He's writing for literally everything else in the goddamn world. Like, he's writing for fucking video games and AMC shows about like a sheriff or some shit. Like, what? I'm so confused. I am legitimately so confused about it. Anyway.
One day you will die, but don't let those thoughts creep in. Listen to audiobooks and ward off your inner monologue. Actually, I have been angling to get my own audiobook done, but they won't approve it. Here's a sample. Book 1, Genesis, verse 1. Check it out, said Jesus. It's time to animorph. I love Audible. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for sponsoring this video.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Sign up now at audible.com/story mode or text story mode to 500 500. Get Audible. I like it. Lara suddenly wakes up. She
Abrupt heel turn, not heel turn, but like, I don't even think YouTube ads usually end that abruptly.
finds herself in a cave. Then suddenly she thinks,
Wait a minute. Those candles are upside down. That doesn't make any sense.
Hold on. What ends first, Game of Thrones or One Piece? I need you to understand that One Piece has been a constant for over 20 years. Like, dude is churning out chapters every week, except occasionally he takes a hiatus. I think he's currently on hiatus or about to be one, whatever. Like, dude has had a plan. What do you know about Oda? Because, dude, this is his, like, magnum opus or whatever. This is his life, okay? He was planning One Piece when he was in school still. And when I say school, I mean, like, high school, middle school shit. Like, he has a plan. He told you when the halfway mark was. He told you, hey, we're in the final, like, arc. Like, 100%. Yeah, I mean, like, Oda overworks and gets hospitalized because of it. That's when it goes on hiatus. I'm actually really concerned about him right now because he is on hiatus. Like, dude needs a vacation. I'm not saying that, but still. So, like, 100% One Piece is going to end first. Because, like, Oda is like, I'm finishing this shit. This is my life's work. And George R.R. Martin's on, like, side quests right now or some shit. I don't fucking know. That's, hello. Just trying to get Twizzler. Anyway.
Sense?
Lara swings and knocks over the candles. This lights some things on fire. Lara then
Those are
swings
corpses.
into the fire to burn the rope holding her. Inexplicably, this causes the rope to break before she melts her fucking legs, and she falls onto a small piece of rebar which goes through her side. She pulls it out.
Definitely don't do that.
No,
Viewers, do not pull out until you have medical.
you heard it here first, folks. Never pull out.
And in all honesty, if you get stabbed or impaled with something, don't remove either the object or yourself from the object until help arrives, or you're gonna bleed out and die. Like, just don't do that.
Lara then continues through the cave. Suddenly, a man grabs her. Hands off. Lara struggles to get away from him, but luckily they are separated by a collapsing boulder. But less luckily, the whole cave starts collapsing, but then she's grabbed by the man again. Disgusting. Lara kicks him, and then a boulder crushes his head.
Oh!
Remorselessly laughs and runs away. She rushes out of the collapsing cave. Lara stands on the promontory, and she overlooks the beach. My God, there's wrecked stuff everywhere.
Girl's gonna get sepsis. Like, if she does not bleed out, one, she's gonna bleed out. Second of all, she's gonna get sepsis. Like,
Lara also sees a lifeboat on the shore, so she decides she's gonna go find the other survivors of the crash.
So she tries to do this jump thing, but whoops, it's a bit slippery there, Lara. And she goes
Raining.
tumbling down.
She
Kid.
was so dead.
Fucked. She digs the front of her feet into the ground, at which point she launches forward. Wait, no, she starts climbing. And then they abort that animation, and she rolls. Like, zero gravity. Then she's
bare minimum. She's got broken bones and a concussion. And she's bleeding out. And she's probably gonna get sepsis.
about to land on her head.
Ow.
Anyway,
I'm alright. It's just
dusts herself off. Whoopsie doopsie.
along the way, she finds a backpack of the other survivors, and in it is a camcorder.
Oh, in it, you're already getting into the British accent, Your
In
Majesty.
it, yeah. And there's a radio as well.
She uses a radio to call for help. No response, says the guy on the radio. So she goes, fine, I guess I'll set up a camp in the rain.
Don't fuck it up, Laura. It's one match.
Hey, she did it.
Oh, she's such a good survivalist. Although, to be fair, she did do her PhD in safety matches.
Laura decides, hey, now's a good time to watch some vlog I did on this camera.
The camcorder belongs to Lara's friend, Sam.
Who apparently likes using old technology. Because, I don't know, maybe it's not old technology. Do they still make camcorders like this? I'm gonna be 100%. I haven't seen anyone use these types of camcorders in a while. Usually people use like either DSLR or mirrorless cameras now. They do still use it? That's crazy to me. It's an eBay hobby. All right.
Is it a man?
Sam Anther. Oh! So Sam is filming Lara, studying on the ship, and Lara is wanting to find the lost kingdom of Yamatai.
Did we notice how Sam framed that? Do we appreciate Sam for her framing?
On the ship, and Lara is wanting to find the lost kingdom of Yamatai. Now, Yamatai is home to the Himiko, which is the Sun Queen. Sam
Himiko. Please. Himiko.
then butts in and goes, Himoko's actually my ancestor.
I think it's Himiko.
Himoko. And Lara says, I'm just so close to finding these Yamatai and doing a big adventure in that, but nobody will listen to me, even though I'm smart and funny and beautiful. Now, we suddenly cut to smart and funny and beautiful.
It is your average AI image. You can tell because there's an extra hand.
Beautiful. Now, we suddenly cut to another video of the ship. The crew is having dinner. The crew consists of Dr. Whitman, Captain Roth, Jonah, Grim, Alex, Reyes, Sam, and Lara. Now, Lara is talking to Dr. Whitman, who's the leader of the expedition.
So Dr. Whitman says that Sam's family has funded the expedition, but the money's not going to last forever. Lara then responds that that is the reason they should search the Dragon's Triangle.
I'd follow you almost anywhere, but that place has a bad energy.
Bad storms, more like, makes the Bermuda Triangle look like Disney World.
Shut the fuck up. Who wrote this?
Dr. Whitman says that Lara's theory goes against all the books. The captain of the ship, Roth, says, we're wasting times and funds. We're gonna go search the Dragon's Triangle. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, says Lara. Me angry, says Whitman. Whitman out, which is his catchphrase. Cut back to Lara on the island. I'm so hungry, she says, and she's going to go hunt for some food. So she finds a bow on a corpse hanging from a tree.
Oh, God.
And she uses that bow to kill some deer.
This bow that would not be rotten and unusable at all, despite how rotten and decayed that corpse is. The bow, perfect condition.
You did it. Don't kill how much can you eat? Look at that tiny piece of meat. She killed 2 deer. While cooking the meat, Lara gets a radio call from Roth. Mushy mushy.
Hello, it's me, Captain Roth.
Ah, it's so unfair, Roth. I feel so responsible. Everyone's stuck on this island or dead because of me.
There. I sent an SOS from the ship before it crashed. Listen, everyone's regrouping at this destination. Come and find us.
Corpse only takes like 10 days to decompose, so the bow would be fine. 10 days? To get that level, it was like a skeleton. That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right. Depending on condition, could be less. That's... I still feel like the bow would be, like, compromised.
Okay. Lara says I may head out. As she makes it outside, she overhears a conversation. She's eavesdropping on it.
We have a fire. Look for the smoke.
It's Sam. She's kind of going to think the same, right?
Yeah, maybe.
And a man. Now, this man is called Matthias. He has been on the island for many, many years. Perhaps he was born here. Matthias asks Sam
Reduced to bone in 10 days, according to Google. That's crazy.
to tell him about Homiko. Sam describes the legend of the Sun Queen. Lore time. Now, Himiko used to rule Japan and apparently had shamanistic powers. Oh. Well, okay, listen, they've got women in this, they've got Japan in this. If you expect me not to do a racist Japanese accent or make fun of the women, you've got another thing coming. Now, Himiko had a personal army of samurai, by the way. What is here on the island? Yes, says Himiko. Lara doesn't seem to believe the shamanistic part. I don't believe in magic and supernatural stuff, at least not until the end of the game.
You don't have to believe that that is like that shamans have magic, that magic is real, whatever. I need you to understand and believe that that is a major part of certain Asian countries and their beliefs to this day. So, like, yeah, maybe it is like some sort of like quote unquote trick or something. However, come on. Okay, per Wikipedia, in a temperate climate, it usually requires 3 weeks to several years for a body to completely decompose into a skeleton, depending on the factors such as temperature, humidity, presence of insects, and submergence in a substrate such as such as water. In tropical climates, skeletization can occur in weeks, while in tundra areas, skeletization may take years or may never occur if freezing temperatures persist. Yeah, but tropical is still kind of like, it could still take weeks? I don't know. This doesn't matter. It's okay. I'm moving on.
Says there's always some truth to myth.
And Lara crosses her arms and goes, I don't think so, Matthias. Now, Lara wants to show her contempt, and so she just falls asleep.
Okay, one last thing on the corpse thing. It was hanging from a tree, like how you hang food to keep it away from bears. What animals are gonna get it? Like, I also don't know what animals are on this fucking island. So, you know.
Thunder crash. Sam and Matthias are gone. Lara goes to look for them, but she gets her foot caught in a bear trap.
Jesus Christ! Did she hallucinate them? If not, why did they leave her? Why is there a bear trap here? Bitch, why are you not looking down when you're walking around? I don't know. Maybe because I'm short. I look down when I walk. Does anyone else not look at the ground when they walk? Like, especially if you're walking in a place that you don't know anything about. You're not looking down? I'm looking fucking down.
Oh no. Did she die?
No, Lara goes, take that, with her bow and arrow, and she fights them off.
That's pretty badass. She got a PhD in bow and arrow, didn't she? Alright, what happens next?
Then the rest of the ship crew appear, and they help Lara out of the trap, but neither Sam nor Roth are with them.
Suddenly, Whitman appears.
I'm Whitman. The rest of the crew decide to go look for Sam, while Lara and Whitman decide to go find Roth.
But then for no reason, Whitman just changes his mind.
I'm Whitman. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna go look for treasure. Lara, you stay here. You heal up your rebar wound or whatever.
So Lara does. I, Whitman, have found something.
Also, 100% she's getting sepsis. Okay, like, I don't know. She's getting an infection. Like, she gonna die. Like, I hope y'all have penicillin. You just... Here is all of the penicillin. Like, I like something. Something. Also, a bear trap will absolutely break the fucking bone in your leg. Minimum. Like, that, it's not just like, ow, it hurts a little bit. It's like, oh my god, you have pulverized my bone. I don't have a shin anymore. Like, and tetanus. Hope you had a tetanus shot recently.
He says.
Lara goes out to find him.
Oh, ancient Japanese-style gate, says Lara, and Whitman looks at her very disapprovingly. It has drawings of a sun-looking deity. This is probably Himiko. Do you think, Dr. Whitman? Says Lara emphatically.
I don't know.
You're the one who believes in anything, stupid. The Whitman says the style is old, but the mechanics are new.
Whitman theorizes that this must mean that the islanders on the island were once survivors as well from boat crashes.
All right. So his hypothesis is that people crash on this island and then they never leave. They just continue their life on island.
Do you think that that's far-fetched?
Yeah. Now, Whitman says the
I also
figure
think that.
on the gate could be Himiko.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said that, says Lara. Now they carry on, and then they find a statue of Himiko. Whitman says, Lara, I think you're right. It was Himiko. And Lara goes, thank you, Whitman-sama. But what does it mean?
They have found Yamatai. Suddenly, islanders appear. The islanders say, we're peaceful islanders. But Lara says,
They can't be trusted. You know, foreigners, innit?
Today, we're going to be talking about racism in archaeology.
Whitman puts down his gun and demands, I want to be taken to whoever's in charge. Lara protests. She pulls out a bow and arrow and she's like, I'm gonna not...
How's that bow? I'm sorry. How is that arrow just... Does anyone else see this? Is this just an unfortunate freeze frame? Also, it's the fact that her hand isn't on the anyway. Yeah, it's just kind of floating there. Also, why you had a gun? Why didn't you put the gun on the ground? I don't care. I'm like, if they are not holding me at bigger gunpoint, I'm not putting my gun on the ground. Okay, I'm fucking keeping it. Like, man, he would put the gun on the ground and be like, take me to your leader. And I'd be like, oh shit, fuck this bow. It is gun time. Like, oh my god. All right.
go down without a fight, but she gets restrained pretty easily. The lead islander of the group picks up Whitman's gun and he starts speaking Russian to the other leaders.
Now, the islanders bring Lara to some old ruins. Oh, look. The other crewmates of the Endurance are here, too. Some of the crewmates, they try to escape, and the Russian man shoots one of them. And the Russian man tells the other islanders to round the crew members up. Now, Lara.
Hey, congrats. They're going to eat you. They're going to Donner Party you. You are going to be sustenance. You were right. You can't trust random bitches you don't know on fucking islands. All right, like that was correct. that was a correct feeling.
Lara, he says, do not move. And then he leaves.
What? I mean, Lara has her hands tied behind her back, but they didn't think to tie her feet down, so she just gets up and walks.
Lara gets up and stealths around the islanders. She then hides in a hut, but the Russian man finds her. Oh no. She's like right there. Hello. Lara says, nice to hear you. And he bends down and goes, what? And it works. He's distracted. Oh no, she was a vampire the whole time.
Or she took a page out of Mike Tyson's book. You know, whatever you gotta do to get out of a situation.
Your Majesty.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That's why she heals so quick. And she bites his ear off. Now it's time for Lara to fight. But her hands are still bound by the rope. How could she ever... Oh, look. So they just break into pieces. And then takes his gun. Oh, yeah. In a struggle, Lara kills the man remorselessly. You truly are the Tomb Raider. Ha, 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 ha. Then she... carries on. Yeah, she really does.
Also, in a surviving situation, listen, you can unpack that shit later with your therapist after you survive, okay? You just you pack that into a box and keep going.
Doesn't care at all. Ring, ring. Hello? Roth, what's up?
Aye, Lara. I noticed smoke coming from the ruins. Are you alright? You need to continue making your
What
way.
happened to your pirate accent there, Roth? It was starting so well.
I'm very bad at keeping voices. I forget how to do them. You need to make your way to me, Lara. Come find me.
And Lara does. She makes her way to go find Roth.
On her wonderful adventurous travels, there are trinkets to steal, and she fights her way to the middle of the island where she finds... Who's this guy?
Roth.
Uh-oh. He seems busy. He's fighting off a bunch of wolves with dual pistols. Now that's cool. The wolf messes up Roth's leg. Roth says,
Lara, the wolves. They took the food bag, and I put the transmitter from the lifeboat in the food bag. And Lara says, let's not worry about that, Roth. We need to get you some medical treatment. Lara, I put the medical supplies in the food bag as well.
Everything is in the food bag that the wolves took, okay? We need the food bag. Everything is in it. I call it the food bag. It is literally just my survival pack. It has everything for survival in it. Please go get it.
Oh, and then he collapses.
oh god, those wolves. They've got everything. So, Lara follows the wolves' tracks, and she finds a cave entrance. There it is, the pack. And then, uh-oh, wolves are gonna...
And also a lot of human bones. These wolves have been surviving by eating people.
attack, don't worry about that. I'm so good at fighting, quite proud of myself, to be honest. Then she heads back to Roth. Roth, look at this. Found all this stuff. Pretty neato. Lara heals Roth, and he regains consciousness. And then he tells Lara,
we need to get to the top of the mountain. There's an old radio tower there, and we could send an SOS. I can't do it. Why would I do it?
you can do it, Lara, because you're a Croft.
I don't think I'm that kind of Croft. No.
What the fuck does that mean? So Roth said, listen, Lara, you can do it. Sometimes, I know you've been looking for adventure, but sometimes adventure will find you. And we are not who we think we are, but what we begin with. Sometimes it matters more about where we're going than who's in the journey. We gotta go down before you can go up, and sometimes the dawn before the light.
Sometimes you need a climbing axe before the climb.
He hands her the climbing axe. Thanks, says Lara. That'll come in handy when I'm climbing. So she wanders off, and he's still saying pointless, contrasting analogies. Sometimes before you can take a step forward, you gotta take a step back. Before you can have dinner, you gotta have lunch. Now, on the climb up, Lara fights off a few more islands. Hiya, take that, she says. It's a racial thing, she screams.
Racism.
So anyway, she's making her way there, but then, I'm kind of tired. I need a break from climbing, she says. Now's the time to watch more footage on the camera. I've decided to watch it in 30-second chunks. That way, hopefully the battery will be out by the time I get to it. Okay, so she looks at the camera. Here, we see Sam filming some B-roll of some of the crewmates for Dr. Whitman's show. What's the show?
It's like an archaeology type show.
What, does that have any significance whatsoever?
Not really. I mean, it's just sort of like, the characters, they like each other.
Character development. Oh, I love him so much. I sure hope Roth survives now. So Lara continues up the mountain and through the...
Also, if it's an archaeology type show, why are they... Why are they talking about gutting fish? Because that's what it looked like they were doing. So why was that a thing?
Many more ruins. Lara gets a World War II submachine gun, and she immediately uses it against a large group of islanders. Eventually, she finds a radio tower control room. Ah, I found it. I found the console.
I got a question. How safe and how workable, how... I don't know the condition that gun would be in. Say there is a World War II gun. It has been sitting semi in the element since World War II. How likely are you to somehow injure yourself trying to shoot it? Or like the gun just not work because it's like in such poor condition or not work correctly. The ammunition will go bad. The bullets would be bad. The thing would blow up. Gun is probably fun, but the gun is probably fine, but the ammo wouldn't be. It would 100% not work. Doubt it would even fire. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's 100% a paperweight. That was kind of the vibe I got. Like, it's just kind of sitting there. I don't know. Like, the 100% in these types of games, it's like, I found this old gun and I'm gonna use it and it works perfectly. And I'm like, I have doubts. Like, I'm telling you, PhD in World War II era gunsmithing, she cleaned and repaired it off screen. That's fair. That's totally valid. Yeah, all right. Headcanon.
Whatever. Oh, it's wrecked. So Lara gets on the radio. She goes, so the console's wrecked. And Alex goes,
Lara, you're gonna have to manually patch the transmitter through the maintenance panel. But
what the fuck?
It's just gibberish. That doesn't mean anything. Go on.
Listen, because it looks like an old tower, it's probably gonna be at the very top of the tower. So go climb up there, Lara.
So she exits the bunker. Oh, I'm gonna get to that tower. Oh, it's snowing. I love the snow. But that's so unusual. Usually it's not snowing in Yamacha. And she bakes it up to the top. And she goes, I'm about to patch in that transmitter or whatever. It was all gibberish anyway. I'm gonna do the gibberish. Is she opening a safe?
Yeah, why is she listening to it?
So she sends out an SOS.
Mayday! Mayday! This is Lara Croft of the Endurance.
Suddenly, an aircraft responds.
We heard your SOS. Gonna need you to light a fire or something.
That's great. I love burning stuff. So Lara climbs down to the bottom of the tower. Oh yeah, go on.
That is basically a free fall. So enjoy basically terminal velocity landing? What the fuck?
So ridiculous. So she finds some fuel tanks. She lights the fuel. The plane spots them and it flies by. But then suddenly a storm appears and lightning hits the plane. Suddenly a female voice in Japanese calls out. Suddenly the plane starts crashing towards.
However, earrings not caught on anything. Do earrings like that catch on things? Seems unwise in the jungle. It kind of depends. If they're like closed loops, they're less likely to catch on things. I think it would probably be fine, especially if they're just kind of like closed loops. I probably, as soon as I realized I was still wearing them, my paranoid ass would take them off because I would be worried that like they would catch on something, but it's probably fine, especially if they're just like a closed circle.
It's Lara. Does she action dive out of the way?
Yeah, she runs and jumps off the side of a mountain and
this
slides
works
down.
She's lost her facial expression too.
Her leg's gone limp. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, there goes all her skin getting scraped off.
Okay. I mean, that just went.
She would have been
That she didn't even dodge that. It just wasn't real. That just wasn't real. Also, I don't believe she would become unscathed if something like that blew up that close to her. I'm just saying.
Captivated.
Jump, Lara. Nah, remember you're a Croft.
Oh, she's dead.
Okay, how are you still carrying enough momentum to keep sliding? This is only like a 10-degree gradient.
And then she sees the airplane pilot and he's parachuting down.
Oh, so he ejected.
Yeah, so Lara decides to go after it.
Flailing and screaming.
Lara catches up to the pilot, who has been found by the islanders, and the pilot is going to be just fine except for the machete through his chest. Now, Lara says that's a real shame, and then Lara takes a moment to think for herself, hey, how come that storm hit that plane? It's so unusual. Roth tells Lara
No, it's not.
Get back here safely. You gotta get back here immediately.
So, Lara decides to run aimlessly until she gets caught in a rope trap. Uh-oh. She fights them off while hanging upside down. Then she gets free. Lara then finds Roth. Lara says to Roth, hey, what happened?
Oh, good.
It seems like more than a coincidence that the plane crashed, the boat exploded, my boogie board got damaged, and now I'm hearing Japanese voices everywhere I go. And I'm not even in Japan. Suddenly, the co-pilot, Captain Jessup, radios in.
Breaker. We made a smoke signal to show where we were. This has been your co-pilot speaking.
Lara then can see a blue smoke signal in the distance.
Lara, don't go after it. Let's just both stay here.
I don't think it's unusual for like a lightning strike near a plane. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. Someone look that up for me.
And Lara says, I just can't just leave him. I can't possibly do that. I'm a Croft.
Okay.
She runs off. She makes it to where the pilot had landed, but what's going on?
The co-pilot, Captain Jessup, is nowhere to be found. Suddenly, Alex radios in.
Lara, we've tracked down Sam. She's in some old Japanese palace. We're gonna go inside and have a look.
Lara says, oh, all right.
Now, Lara arrives in a chasm-like area. There is a Japanese-style monastery, and it's got a bridge, which is neat, and the pilot is there, but he is hurt. Current status of my body is, severely damaged. Uh-oh. It was a trap the whole time. Islanders throw explosives and ignite them with flaming arrows. Oh, no.
And she is somehow basically fine. Because of course.
But then suddenly Matthias appears. Hello. Turns out he's the leader of the Islanders. And also there's a cult called the Solari Brotherhood.
That's what all the Islanders are. They're part of that cult.
Listen, my fellow Solari members, you should kill her, says Matthias. Oh, what the heck, says Lara. And she is struck.
However, before she falls unconscious, she sees...
Captain Google says commercial planes get struck once or twice per year and are built to withstand lightning. Yeah. So, like, I guess it's like semi-rare, but it's not like that rare. I don't know. Like, we apparently expect them to get struck by lightning. So, okay.
Samurai appear and they start killing the Solari Brotherhood.
What?
And the Solari refer to these samurai as the Guardians and the Oni.
Let's do some recap time.
All right.
Here is what has happened in the game. Lara on boat, crash, land on Yamatai, start fire, kill deer, raid tombs, meet Matthias, radio for help, helping plane crash, pilot dead, co-pilot dead, learning to be a Croft. Now you are up to speed and it's time for more...
racism and archaeology.
Yeah, what happens then?
Lara wakes up and she's hanging from a hook. She once again decides to break these chains.
She is very easily able to break those. Every time.
She hears a demonic sounding growling coming from outside the door.
Maybe she is some kind of weird vampire because, like, she should have been taken out a while ago. She should not be able to function anymore. She should very much at least not be able to walk around.
Lara finds a small hole in the wall that is like a tunnel that leads out. As she's leaving, she sees a giant samurai figure enter the room.
Ah, ancient traditional Japanese spirit.
You know what else is traditionally Japanese? A trench shotgun, which Lara finds in the monastery.
So, Lara then stumbles into the tomb.
I hate tombs.
Yeah? Is that right?
Inside the coffin is a dead, rotted body. A dead person. Gross. Icky. Wait a minute. Is this Himiko, the Sun Queen? Says Lara. On the wall are paintings depicting rituals. Lara goes into deduce mode. All my training, all my teaching in archaeology has led me to this. She's going through her mind palace. I have deduced that this is a ritual for how Himiko chooses her successor. Now, while she's still in the middle of deduce mode, the islanders show up, but Lara isn't bothered by ambush, so she kills them all. Alright, let's get out of this stupid.
Excuse me, I'm trying to fucking detect right now. I'm trying to think. Fuck off. We're having thoughts right now. You're interrupting my thoughts. How am I supposed to deduce things with you coming in here all aggressive and shit?
Stupid tomb. So, Lara uses the wind from a window to make a giant bell fall. What? This opens a way out through the floor.
She's been impaled. Like, I don't, like... She had to have probably impaled herself. If nothing else, she has yet another concussion. We're on at least number 6. At least.
And then the fortress is all falling apart, but it's fine. She's running and jumping and landing and stuff. Remember that rebar that went through? Anyway, Lara falls into some tunnels again and slides to the bottom again. But once there, Lara takes a breather.
Lara suddenly gets a radio message. It's Sam. She tells Lara,
Help, Lara, I'm being held captive in the palace.
The islanders keep talking about a fire ritual.
Sam says,
Someone's coming.
and stops radioing. Lara then radios Roth.
Lara, the others are being held in the palace as well. They've been captured.
Who are the others?
Alex, Jonah, Reyes, and Grimm.
Here's the problem. I don't care about even one of them. So she...
Here's the problem. I don't give a shit. Actually. What if I just left?
Heads off to find Roth. Why? I don't know. Anyway, she ends up in a World War II plane hanging off the cliff in the water. We just did this. Anyway, she's on the glass and it starts cracking. Lara quickly grabs the parachute.
Are you serious?
And as she falls, she pulls the chute. Now, Lara dodges trees and eventually crash lands. Great. Lara is extremely wounded and needs medical supplies. Luckily, she's just outside of town.
I don't know. Maybe there's a boat. I don't... Left the mortal plane, maybe. Something, okay? I wouldn't be surviving this.
So she goes in, and then she comes across a broken helicopter, and then she looks through, a first aid kit. Very nice. Nothing of use.
What if she takes a meth nugget? What if there's a... They're in World War II, right? What if there's, like... I forgot what they called it. Basically, military grade and given meth to soldier. Pervitin! What if she finds some Pervitin? Takes that. That, I believe that would get her through it. Or she would bleed out faster, probably. It's not morphine. It's Pervitin. Morphine will make you sleepy. It's not what Pervitin does. Like, what if she finds... I feel like that would get her through this experience. Or make her bleed out faster. One or the other. Either way, she'd probably trip her balls. Like...
However, on the dead pilot, she finds a lighter. So she has a cigarette. And then she heats up an arrowhead. And then she cauterizes her wounds. Naturally...
You couldn't have done that before? Also, you are 100,000% gonna get an infection. Like you are going to get you're going to get sepsis. You're gonna get an infection. That, oh my God. Why? She made a fire earlier. She's been around so many fires. Why is she just now thinking, I should close this fucking stab wound, basically?
She instantly recuperates. Suddenly, Solari members attack again for the first time. Lara fights them off. It's basically a massive firefight in the shantytown. I sure hope Lara wins against 20 other armed people. She does. Then she gets to the gate and she opens it. And then she hears Solari people talking about how an old man escaped. So Lara kills him, whatever. It's Grim, the old man on top of the tower structure. Suddenly, Solari guy holds Grim.
I need you to understand who I am as a person. I'd be shooting Grim. I'd be like, he moves, he's an enemy. He's trying to kill me. I don't know who that is. It's your friend. I just can't see if it, I just do not play a game with me if like you can shoot your allies, because 100% I'm gonna shoot you. Like I'm not even gonna do it maliciously or on purpose. It is just gonna be like, you move, you getting shot. Okay, like. That is just who I am as a person. I'm in survival mode. If it moves, it's gotta go. Like, you know?
Grim hostage with a machete. Just stab him. Who cares? We don't care about these characters. I don't care about these characters, says Lara. Now he says, I'm going to kill Grim if you don't, give up and stuff. She goes, okay, why not? I seem to be able to kill everyone with these anyway. Grim starts fighting back, and he kills a few of the dudes. But then he falls off the structure and dies. Wow, was this pointless, says Lara, and it sure didn't advance the plot. Grim is there at the bottom of the cave going, nope, it didn't. It's all just busy work. So Lara heads off to get to the palace. And she starts climbing a line to get to a ledge. Suddenly, a Solari.
Grim, no. I mean... They're there to make you feel bad.
Is there, and he's shooting her with arrows, and another cuts the line. So she swings onto a rock thing, whatever, they ready to kill a sniper or something? I don't know, she's fine again. She goes, hey, Roth, by the way, Grim's dead. Roth goes,
Who? I can't remember these names. They're all so unimportant.
And
one of her legs weren't on the... No, that's too far.
By the way, Grim's dead. Roth goes,
Who? I can't remember these names. They're all so unimportant.
And then Roth says,
we have to make Grim's sacrifice count, though. Oh, God, I miss him.
Suddenly, a helicopter calls in. They're responding to the SOS. Lara tells Roth, quick, set up the signal. I'm going to go to the palace, and I'm going to save everyone. And then she reaches the cave entrance.
Yeah.
What if Roth just leaves on the helicopter? Like, okay, well... Thank you for the distraction. Bye. Like, you know.
Now, she sneaks into the caverns, and she finds an ongoing ceremony. Amen, fellas. It's Sam, and he's tied to a wooden stake. Uh-oh. Matthias says to the other Solari, in order for us to be free, we must release... Himiko! Finally, the plot is advancing. Sam has the blood of this island. The fire ritual will reveal the truth. Dun dun dun! And then one of the cultists is about to light the wooden stake. Oh no! Lara shoots the guy with an arrow. But there are too many. They overpower her, and they...
You know what would be more helpful in this kind of situation? Like an AK. Or some kind of gun. Specifically with like burst rounds, but in general, just a gun.
They take her weapons, and they don't kill her. Matthias then lights the wooden stake. Oh, fuck. Suddenly, a huge... Oh, come on. Suddenly, a huge Deus Ex Machina comes along, and it...
Wow. Are we not gonna watch her possible love interest that the whoever wanted die by being burned to death?
Blows out the fire. Matthias says, Sam is the chosen one. What does that mean?
So basically, the fire ritual is Himiko's way to choose a successor. And in order to be seen as a successor, you must not get burnt by the fire.
Now, Matthias tells Lara, your fight
Okay.
is over. Goodbye. He just leaves. All right. So Lara shrugging her shoulders, badly animated. Now, two Solari guys then go to take Lara to a prison cell. So she fights back. She then jumps down a pit into a pool of bloody water.
Choice, you don't know what's down there. You can't really see what's down there. You are 100,000% going to get an infection. I cannot. Okay.
Solari members think, there's no way she could survive that fall. They dust their hands, they go, she did. And they are right.
She did.
Roll credits.
And that's the end of the game. Ignore that we're like only 2/3 into this video. Maybe less.
Anyway, she didn't. So she
Ew.
crawls through some caves and she rests at a campfire. She thinks to herself, Matthias seems to think that Himiko's spirit is the one keeping them on the island. But I do know something. If they get on that helicopter, they will probably die. What helicopter?
Remember the helicopter that
What
responding to the SOS?
Yeah.
She's basically like, if we get on that helicopter, we're gonna die.
I don't understand. A helicopter made it to the island
Yeah.
without getting struck down. Why? Oh, okay. So anyone who tries to leave gets attacked by the forces of nature, which are actually Himiko. Island curse. Lara keeps going through the cave. Eventually,
Yeah, I'm not sure why they just wrecked the plane but did not, and the boat, but did not like wreck the helicopter. That kind of doesn't super make sense, but it's probably fine.
she stumbles upon
If she burned, she was a witch.
Ray's, who? Alex, who? And Jonah, I can't remember him, trapped in a cage. And not just of emotion. Lara gets them all free, of course, because she is brave and a Croft. She then heads further into the palace. She's in the palace right now.
It's kind of like the cave connected to the palace.
The whole place is falling apart now, though. Oh, and it's on fire.
Lara begins searching the palace, and eventually she finds Dr. Whitman. And Whitman's like, wow, once the Solari stopped seeing me as a threat, they just let me walk around freely. Let me show you where Sam is being kept. It's just up ahead.
Lara finds Samantha talking to Matthias in the throne room. Sam says, I don't want to be chosen. And Matthias says, it is not about what you want.
Too bad. Anyway.
The Himiko blood runs through your veins. Then he turns. You shall guard Sam. I must use the toilet. And then he leaves. Lara then kills the guard. And then she goes,
All right, now that I have you, Sam, let's go back and get Whitman.
So they get back to Whitman.
And it was a trap. Oh, Lara,
shit.
I'm Whitman and I've been captured. And then Matthias is also there and he says,
Get her.
they make a run for it. And then Lara fights off a bunch of Solari.
Anyway, Lara makes it outside. And then she has to fight off a guy using a turret. And she finds a grenade launcher. And Solari goes,
Conveniently finds grenade launcher.
hey, don't kill me, please. And then Lara goes, Lamau, I do this all the time. Bang, 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 bang. Lara then goes to the gate. It's closed. Sam is on the other side. Oh, shit, we got separated again. That's the worst.
You can fit in that hole. You can get through that hole. You can get through that. Trust me. Trust me. Might scrape up your titties a little bit, but like trust me, you can get through.
Don't get on that helicopter. It's rigged to explode. For clarity, by which I mean Himiko will destroy it with lightning. Lara goes running off again. And then she sees, oh look, it's a helicopter and it's flying in. I have to get there quickly to stop them from getting on the helicopter. So then she gets to a bridge.
Yep.
And then while getting on the bridge, she sees Matthias in the distance. And he goes, you must destroy the bridge. And then one of the Solari goes, no, I don't want to do it. It would kill so many people. And Matthias goes, bang. Are there any other non-believers? Suddenly,
The Solari start firing cannonballs at the bridge. Lara runs, but a cannonball lands and it explodes the bridge.
oh, that's cool.
And Lara goes flying.
Why? I need to look up like counters so I could just be like, yeah, it's another death. Like death counter, friggin' concussion counter, something.
And then she keeps running the breaking bridge.
Okay, as you can see, she's about to break her leg, but instead, Somehow it slips forward, and then she launches herself into a roll forward, completely changing her momentum.
She's rolling in the air.
And then she... Whoa, look at her go!
She like does a weird somersault thing.
It all just explodes in the opposite direction.
These are like items in repo. Like all of these walls and stuff are like items in repo, which means they're like made out of like sugar glass. They're like made out of sugar so that it explodes with like no effort. Like, Jesus.
The Solari cultists are just like, I knew we shouldn't have built our shanty town using Elmer's glue. And then she starts climbing on a building, but a helicopter appears and Roth says, jump on! And Lara does.
Oh, no.
And then the helicopter starts leaving.
Oh, you fucking idiot, it's gonna explode!
But it's leaving the other people behind.
Oh, no!
Lara says, turn back! You gotta land right now!
I will not do that, Lara. Lara then pulls out her gun, and she points it at the pilot, and she goes, we're going on a little suicide mission. Click, click. Fuck! You're crazy! Then suddenly lightning strikes, of course, because no more action needs to happen. Action!
Yep.
Lara is unconscious. Oh my god. Roth starts doing CPR.
Time for a kiss.
Ooh, let's go back to that one. Oh yeah.
So this is the only time she actually kind of like dies in this game. The helicopter explosion, all right.
Compress her chest, but I can't access it through this top. Suddenly, the Solari appear and they attack.
So Roth starts taking them out with his pistol, but then more Solari appear, and Roth is out of ammo. And the Solari guy throws an axe at Roth, and Roth turns and he shields
Oh.
the axe.
Oh, watch how far back his arms go. This is hilarious.
Roth then pulls out another pistol and he starts just killing more of them. It came at a cost though, because Roth is dying.
What from? Is it Hodgkin's lymphoma, Your Majesty?
No, it's from the big axe in his back. Lara's like, Roth, I can't do it without you. And Roth says, you can, because you're a Croft.
Oh yeah, good point, says Lara. Here, take one unloaded weapon and one loaded weapon, with many of the bullets already gone. Roth dies. Suddenly, the others find Lara.
Reyes is upset that Roth is dead. Sam asks Lara, are you okay? But Reyes is mad at this. It's all about Lara. She's the
Oh. Baby doll, we're on a cult island, okay? What do you mean it's my fault? What have you been doing this whole time? Because I've been trying to survive. What have you been doing? You just hanging out? Reyes? Like...
reason we're here.
The game's named after me. I am the Tomb Raider.
Oh, right, because she was like, let's go to this island. Okay, no, I understand. I forgot about that. Sorry, I've been, sidetracked entirely. So they're blaming her because the fact that she wanted to come to this island. Okay.
It's not about Roth.
Sam says, listen, Reyes, that isn't fair. And Reyes goes, yeah, I guess so, I'm sorry. They decide to burn the body.
Do you know how hot you have to make a fire to burn a body? Anyway, 30 minutes ago, it was an hour ago that happened. Okay. Also, I'd say I'd be angry too, but this is another case of I simply would not be here. Why would I simply not be here? Because I don't want to go on a boat to go treasure hunt or look for archaeology, whatever, sites, dig sites, whatever. No, I would not be here. I would not have been on the boat. They'd be like, hey, do you want to go do this? I'd be like, no, I do not. Y'all have a good time. Y'all find treasure, strike it rich or some shit. I will not be on the boat.
Oh, it's just a singed body. Oh, it's a mess. Reyes then says, hey, by the way, there's a boat. We could repair that and leave. And Lara says, it's not going to work. Something won't let us leave.
Let's see. Thank you for the follow. I'll never be a protagonist with that attitude. Correct. That's what I'm going for. It's sometimes called refusal of the call. You have the wrong fucking number. I am not the one. Goodbye. Anyway.
Not with that attitude, Lara. Come on. Who the fuck is that guy?
That's Alex.
Oh. Reyes says, that's dumb. I'm leaving. And she does. The others think, this island is kind of weird. What's up with all the helicopters being lightning struck? Then the others leave.
So Lara's by herself, contemplating what has happened. Then she realizes it must be the Sun Queen's power that is keeping us here.
It's quite a leap.
I think whatever's in that
You know, that power that she didn't believe in.
monastery I was in earlier, in the chasm, that must be what is doing it. So Lara takes a look at the map that she found earlier, and there's a hidden entrance to the monastery through the river.
How do you know that that map has very little information on it? How do you know that? Like, are we looking at the same fucking map? All it is like, are these rivers, I guess? There's no terrain on here except for maybe rivers and lakes and an X. Like, there's like no information. Like, I don't even know if like the shaded areas are supposed to be mountain ranges or if the map is just old and damaged. Like, you know?
Oh, that's very convenient.
So Lara decides, that boat Reyes was talking about, I'm going to use that boat for that instead of leaving.
Lara then heads off to
Wow.
catch up with the others. As she gets in radio contact with Sam, she goes, Sam, listen to this plan, right? It's this boat.
I don't know about this, Lara, but you know what? I'll help you out.
Lara is now at the beach, and she finds others working on the boat, and Alex isn't there.
By the way, Alex is looking for tools in the wreck of the Endurance, but he should be back super soon as long as nothing goes wrong. Which I'm sure it won't.
Suddenly they hear a voice calling for help. It's Whitman. Me, Whitman.
Whitman says he was being chased, but no one's following him. Lara then says, Whitman, you're faking it. Back at the palace, Whitman, you led the Solari straight to me.
Oh my god, he's been working with them all along.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm Whitman.
Oh, never mind.
Whitman.
Cancel that theory, fellas.
Lara then decides, you know what? I'm going to go to the wreck of the Endurance. I'm going to go find Alex.
Then she gets aboard the Endurance, and there's Solari on the ship. Time to die, locals! And then Lara heads into the engine room. And look, Alex is there, and he's hanging out with a bunch of debris. Lara tries to help him out.
And he's been crushed. Jesus, look at his leg, and everything's on fire, and he's probably not gonna make it.
But she hasn't got a PhD in lift heavy yet. Alex hands her some very important tools. A
wrench and
a screwdriver. Now, don't you lose those. They're very hard to find. The Solari attack again, just in time.
Alex starts shooting, but it hits something and it causes an explosion, and the ship's gonna explode now. And Alex says to Lara, take the tools and get out of here. Leave me. Lara reluctantly agrees, and she gives Alex a little peck on the cheek.
I never thought I'd die like this. I wanted to be an adventurer.
I got a question. Often do ships like this just explode? Like, I mean, I guess anything with like a fuel canister type deal can explode. You know? But like, I just feel I just want to believe yes to have another reason to hate cruises. That's funny. I just like I also don't have a PhD in ships.
Like Lara Croft. But it looks like adventure found me.
Too blind to see that love was in front of me this whole time.
I'd have a boner right now, but it's stuck underneath the big pipe.
The place starts exploding. Lara escapes.
Where did she get the fucking ascender? Okay, Assassin, thank you for the follow. Where did she get the ascender from? Where did that come from? Has she had that the whole time? From the ship, okay.
There's a casual explosion going off, engulfing her entire body.
Everyone in this game is so fragile, but Lara's just like weirdly
built different. All right, so
Built
on her way
different.
back, she finds some old log books or something. There's a research team that had been, writing in these books, and they were studying the storms. They found an old tomb of a general in the cliffs. They think that this dead dude somehow controls the storms. And Lara says, that makes perfect sense to me. I'd better go tell the others.
Why not?
She goes off running.
Lara turns to the others and she says, I have some bad news. Alex is dead. And Reyes goes, a lot of people seem to die around you, Lara. And Jonah's like, stop it, Reyes, stop. That's so mean. They then discuss leaving the island. Lara says, we can't leave. And Reyes says, not this again.
Hold on a minute, I gotta defend Lara, says Sam. You see, Matthias was crazy, but he was certain that he was trapped here on the island. And he thought that resurrecting Himiko was the key to getting out of here. And Lara goes, yeah, no, it seems like the storms really aren't natural. And Jonah goes, I agree.
Lara's like, well, I'm gonna go head off to find the old tomb in the cliffs mentioned in this logbook I found. And Reyes says, well, we're leaving as soon as the boat is ready, whether you're back or not. And Sam
Isn't she gonna steal the boat?
I won't leave without you.
Lara goes, oh, cheers. And then she heads off. She then runs over to the research facility. Outside are the Solari. Naturally, they're guarding it. She kills them all. Then Lara finds a tomb, and then there's a corpse of a samurai. And then Lara concludes it must be the general. And it looks as though this general, though, has committed Sudoku. And Lara...
He's figuring numbers out in rows and columns and squares. Okay.
pulls out the blade from the corpse, and she goes, oh, look, on the hilt, there's a note. Opens it up, and it just says...
It's just his receipt.
It's how much the sword costs and where he bought it.
The note is written by the general.
Uh-huh. Nosuto. Rawa. I don't... Girl. Like, I don't know. Like, if you don't know Japanese, you're not gonna know. Get the paper. I need to commit Sudoku. Like,
The sword costs and where he bought it.
The note is written by the general.
Does she read ancient Japanese?
She knows Japanese, yeah.
Get fucked.
He states,
the fucking kanji. Like, also, here's the thing I want to point out.
Ancient Japanese?
She knows Japanese, yeah.
Get fucked.
He states, I have failed
Hold
my queen.
Hold on.
Written
No, go back.
by the-
Okay. This is not written correctly. Based on this part and this moss, they write from top to bottom. This isn't this is written not top to bottom. It's written from side to side. So, like, you probably, to be fair, you probably wouldn't do an archaeology expedition to an ancient Japanese tomb if you don't speak Japanese. Maybe. No, she's not. She's not holding it sideways. She's holding it correctly. Because if she's holding it sideways, then they wrote sideways. That's not like they write this way. Not this way. So I'm just like fucking yeah, they write vertically. And so I'm just like, this isn't right. Well, you wouldn't. Why would he write this way? Especially as old as this is.
The general.
Does she read ancient Japanese?
She knows Japanese, yeah.
Get fucked.
He states, I have failed my queen. The ritual was corrupted and the priestess took her own life. Now Himiko's soul.
Also, another nitty, excuse me, why does it look like it was written in a fucking pen? Where's the goddamn brushstrokes? How did he fucking write this? Like, actually, listen, I'm in attempting to relearn Japanese hell, okay? So, like, I'm just saying, this is wrong.
Is trapped in a decaying body. My storm guard shall protect her corpse, but I cannot stay alive. Lara then realizes that to stop the storms, she has to destroy the body in the ritual chamber in the monastery that she was at earlier.
Backtracking!
Yay!
Solari fighting time. Now, outside, suddenly she hears others are under attack. She runs back, but uh-oh, she's too late. Whitman was a traitor all along, and he took Sam back to Matthias.
Oh my God. If only someone called him out for that. Y'all dumb.
What? Why?
Do you remember how Sam, she was the chosen one for the ritual?
Yeah.
So Matthias wants Sam because he wants to basically transfer Himiko's soul into Sam's body so that she would lift the curse off the island so he could leave.
God, this story sucks.
Don't be like that, Mark. A lot of people worked really hard.
Sorry about that, Your Majesty.
Reyes says, we need to get some help. But Lara says, if we leave, we will die.
I know, Lara. We keep saying that.
So they all get on the boat and decide to go to the hidden entrance in the monastery.
Oh, that's nice. There's a team for once. So they arrive at the monastery via an inlet. Lara tells...
Do you think they're gonna survive? I feel like this one dude might survive.
Tells the others to guard the entrance while she heads in alone. Time to die.
The one dude seems like the guy in the chair, you know? And I feel like he might survive.
Locals. And so
the chick will out of pure spite.
She spots Whitman, oh my god, and Matthias, also oh my god, and Sam. Well, it's not a big surprise. There are storm guards samurai guarding the entrance, and Matthias tells Whitman,
Whitman, go over to those samurai over there and introduce them to
this dude had like his little staff. This is the best shot I've had of it so far. This is just like, hey, this is a weapon and it does poison damage, and by poison damage I mean it gives you tetanus. Look at that fucking thing. It's like a rusted saw blade that's just kind of on there. It is very effective. But Nugget, thank you for the follow, Welcome.
Their new queen. So Whitman goes, I'm Whitman. I'll go do that.
Who's the new queen? Is it Whitman?
Sam. So Whitman goes over to the samurai and goes,
What is it in Japanese? You're Joe.
Anata tashi no hime wa no. What is it? Hanajo des? I don't know. I don't remember direction words, but that's kind of sort of right.
Oh no, Whitman tried a Joe mama choke.
Joe!
No, anata tachi is... Like, y'all. Like, your princess. It's just kind of like, your princess is basically what I just said. I don't... Anata tachi no hime... Is it oh? Asoko desu? Maybe? I don't know.
And it did not work. The Japanese hate that. They don't even entertain. They just go straight to swords.
The samurai kill him. Matthias used
No
this
shit.
as a distraction to sneak past the samurai. Lara
Wow, they're such good guards. They just fuck up this one white dude while there are two other people just walking behind them. Like, it's not a problem.
chases after, but the bridge collapses, so she's got to find another way in. Lara sneaks past a bunch of the storm guard, but at one point they spot her, and she has to run and dodge a bunch of arrows and explosions, and it's so crazy. Mark, you really had to be there.
Very cool.
Lara carries on. She has to find that ritual chamber. She fights through a bunch of storm guard samurai, and at the end of all the fighting, the giant Oni samurai comes out. It looks like it's going to be a big boss fight, but the wind blows a bunch of debris and it knocks him over the cliff.
Oh, that was easy. Now,
Oh,
Lara
good.
continues onwards. Then she comes across a room with more murals depicting this ceremony.
What Lara can gather from the murals is that the Sun Queen transfers her powers. Now, Lara initially thought this was like a handing down of the torch, but she now realizes that it's not a transfer of power in a metaphorical sense.
Dude's name is Matthias. He's not a local. He's been trapped here as well. He wasn't born here. I'm pretty sure they were all trapped here. They're all like shipwrecks and planes and shit like that. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they were also marooned. Maybe. Kind of the vibe I'm getting. Could be wrong.
But it's a literal soul transfer.
Well, was that not apparent by now?
Well, not to Lara.
Fair. Her name is Sam, I guess.
Every Sun Queen, the first and the last, are the same person. Himiko.
Okay, so Himiko is always the Sun Queen. She just keeps taking new bodies.
Yes. And now she wants Sam's body.
Oh no, that means Sam's gonna lose her soul.
Not if Lara has anything to say about it.
Well, you're not getting her.
So, Lara
Himiko's like bet.
catches up to Matthias at the entrance to the ritual
What's the Japanese word for bet? I'll use it incorrectly.
chamber. Matthias, you gotta stop. Himiko, she's dangerous. And Matthias says, listen, I've done so much bad stuff to survive up till now. We can sacrifice one more mortal.
Betto. Is it literally just Betto? It might be. I mean, Himiko's over there like Betto. Rachel Dragon Boy, thanks for the follow. It is literally just Betto. Yeah, Betto. Katakana and everything. Okay, Betto.
For a queen, isn't that a good trade for our freedom? And Lara
Your
goes,
face is too close to mine.
son of a bitch. Matthias continues monologuing and backing away.
Sorry, hold on. That was good.
More mortal for a queen, isn't that a good trade for our freedom? And Lara goes, you son of a bitch. Matthias continues monologuing and backing away into the ritual chamber. And lightning causes a fire that blocks the entrance. Uh-oh, Lara, looks like you can't follow him until you do some parkour. Diddle-diddle-dee. Suddenly,
Is there a reason why she didn't just jump over the fire? I feel like she's been doing crazy shit this whole game. Like, crazier shit, really.
Reyes radios in to warn Lara.
Listen up, Lara. There's more Stormguard samurai and they're headed your way.
Lara tells Reyes, listen, you gotta get back to the boat before it's too late. Reyes says,
I can't leave without you, Lara.
so Lara continues climbing around.
No, Ray's be like, bet.
monastery. And then vicious winds and lightning, whatever. And then Lara gets to the top. Uh-oh. What the fuck is Matthias doing?
Matthias has started conducting the ritual. And out of Himiko's corpse comes a blue light and it starts transferring into Sam. Luckily, this is a pretty long soul transfer process. Lara starts fighting through a bunch of Solari to get to Sam. And then the big Oni samurai from before, he bursts in.
Oh, he came back?
And yeah, Lara gets to properly fight him this time. And Lara wins it.
Oh, thank God.
Lara makes it.
Well, you know, if you fail, you just continue restarting that fight till you win, I guess. I assume.
To the ritual.
Listen up, Matthias. It's time you and I had a bit of a fight. So they struggle, but then Lara pulls out her 2 pistols at once, which is very cool.
That's a reference to the old Tomb Raider.
Oh, look at tits again.
Hey! Reference!
Very cool.
That's a reference to the old Tomb Raider.
Oh, look at tits are getting more square. He falls off the platform and...
The polygons! There's less of them now!
And down into the chasm. Lara plunges a flaming torch into Himiko's corpse. She says, "For a corpse, you're pretty hot."
She stakes her like a fucking vampire.
Himiko's body is burning up and also exploding. Lara then goes to check on Sam. Sam, are you okay?
Yeah.
Then let's get out of
Yeah.
here. Look, the storms. They're starting to slow down, and the sun is coming out. Oh, that's nice.
Yay! Lara returns to the others.
Oh, everyone's here. And also Matthias isn't dead. And neither's Roth. He's a little burnt, but don't worry about that.
Whitman! They all hug.
Oh, it's nice. They can safely sail out to sea now, too. Lara then looks out into the water, and she reflects on her father for some reason. I resented my dad, says Lara, but he was right about so much. I should have listened.
But the line between our myth and truth is fragile and blurry.
Is that what she says?
Yeah, literally.
I mean, even what she just said is completely untrue, because there is no line between myth and truth. The myth was true. Anyway, later the gang says, shall we get picked up by a big vessel? Yeah, why not? And so they do. And then one of the ship's crew says, hey, guys, you'll be home soon. Lara goes, oh, cool. And then she looks at her diary, and she goes, nah, fuck that. I'm not going home. I'm going to stay out here, having adventures and stuff. Killing more locals. And I tell you what, the only thing I love more than killing is adventure. And I hope that it finds me. And then Roth shows up for no reason, and he says, the end.
The tomb raiding was optional.
Q&A.
The tomb raiding was optional this whole time. This whole time.
Who the hell is the voice for Lara Croft? Because I think it's Angelina Jolie. Camilla Luddington. Yeah, she looks like Tomb Raider. Okay. Oh, she's in Grey's Anatomy, The Justice League. She's in a lot of stuff.
My favorite portrayal of Camilla's is when she played Kate Middleton in a 2011 TV movie, William and Kate. And I just love...
Shut up, Your Majesty.
Did you know Lara Croft is super smart and she knows like 15 languages according to Reddit?
Yeah, how many languages does Lara Croft speak?
Whoa.
15,
All of them.
what the fuck? She knows English? How does she know all these languages? Mongolian? I haven't even heard of ma'am. How old is Tomb Raider?
Yeah, how old is Lara Croft? She must be like 18, right?
How old
In her
Lara
20s.
Croft?
The game is 9 years old. Not she's 21. All right.
My God, she's precocious.
Precocious.
Himiko is a real person, you say?
Apparently,
Oh, there she is.
the shamanist queen of Yamatai Koko in Wakoku.
Oh, she's Chinese. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Yeah. Well.
Okay, I got one. You can't get in by plane. You get struck by lightning.
Mhm.
You can't get in by ship. There's a big storm. Submarine. Surely the submarine
Oh,
is
no,
immune
thanks for the
to
follow.
their powers. What's going to happen? Big squid?
If it's if it's lightning, if it's weather based, right? Could the submarine come in? Water currents, maybe.
There's Lara Croft. When she was in a bag. Why did she decide to set herself on fire? Because that would be the one thing I would definitely not do. Like, setting my legs on fire and hoping that the rope burns before I do is a hell of a strategy.
Okay.
I really feel like you would get burns. Like, 100%. She has sepsis. She has tetanus. She got some other stuff going on. I'm surprised she's got a messed up shin. Some stab wounds. How much of this was a hallucination based off blood loss? I'm just saying.
Okay, bear with me on this one.
Right?
You know how cauterizing wounds in video games is like the magical cure-all?
What? She hurt her legs?
I guess so.
That's stupid, Majesty. Alright, so, fun game. Does she...
Oh, and she had like 20 concussions. Which is apparently fine.
Does she have any flaws? She's rich, she's beautiful, and she's incredibly selfless, and then she blames herself for everything, but also...
The one flaw was she was right and led them to the island.
But it's like... something. There's no character arc for her.
I don't think the original one had character arc either. She was just badass and cool and we liked her. She was sexy. And we liked her.
Wait, who was Joe? What would you rate this one, Your Majesty?
I rate this one a check mark with a plus next to it. Very nice.
I give this one 2 Ds.
Who's these? Hmm? 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 Anyway, Expleened. There you go. That was pretty fun. She did have self-doubt to start out and got more confidence. I mean, so... I just don't love the characterization of the new one. And, like, I feel like they tried to give her backstory, like, it's semi-supposed to be, like, a prequel, almost, of, like, we're watching her become the Tomb Raider that we know and love. I think it's supposed to be, like, the idea there. I don't know. I don't know. I also wonder if they were, like, trying to follow... kind of like Nathan Drake and how like Uncharted was like really successful because he was like the quote unquote male Tomb Raider or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Explained. It was fun.